That is my confession, that, well, most of my life I did absolutely nothing. I was always assuming that somebody somewhere was taking care of all of these conflicts in the culture, and I was just taking care of me.
Because I tell you, I did not know a single legislator. I'd never been to a school board meeting. I had never went to a town hall. I had no clue what I was doing. And so, not long after, I had a dream. But in this dream, I was in an empty room with my boys. And they're standing in the middle of the floor, and they're terrified. And they're looking at me, and there's just a knowing. I know that there is something in this room that's gonna kill my boys. So I put them behind me, and I stuffed them in a corner, and I started to cry and pray. And the thing that I said over and over and over was, God, you have to equip me. He's coming to kill my boys. God, you have to equip me. He's coming to kill my boys. Out the corner of my eye, I see something shimmer. There's a pile of relics on the floor, like daggers. I got down on my knees and I started picking them up, and every single one I pick up, I just knew, it's not it. It's not it. And I just slumped forward and said, God, you have to equip me because it's gonna kill my boys. And then I see another glimmer out the side of my eye, and I look over and there's this sword laying on the ground. And I remember the length and everything about it. It had a wooden handle and it had a silver plate on it with words etched in it. And I thought, yes, that's it. And I leaned into it and I went to grab it, and as soon as my fingers were just almost wrapped around it, just there, I heard this whisper go over my ear, and it said 3 words. It said, incapable, insignificant, insecure. And I was so terrified that I never grabbed it. I stood up in front of my 2 little innocent boys with a silly dagger in my hand, and I just screamed, and the dream was over, and it wrecked me, completely wrecked me. The next day, I just couldn't shake it, day after day after day. No idea what God was wanting me to do with that, but I knew it was Him. Not long after, Monica calls me, and she says, hey, I'm gonna head on over to Ohio and spend a weekend with this friend of mine. I think you should come. And so I got on the gravy train, and we took a 4-hour hike over to Ohio. And as we get to this woman's house, and she flips on her light, and right above her beautiful mantle is a sword with a wooden handle and a silver plate with words on it, and it's staring at me. And I said, where did you get your sword? And she said, I'm a life activist, and I was given this sword at a ceremony when I was speaking. She gets up out of her chair, she picks it up off the mantle, and she pulls one of these. And then she goes back and sits in her chair, and she says, it's time for you to pick up your sword. It's time for a do-over. So I picked it up. And so as I'm bawling my eyes out on the ground with this beautiful sword of hers, I look down, and this silver plate that was on her sword had these words etched in it, and it said, Defender of Life. And I knew from the very core of myself that God was speaking to me. I raised it above my head, and these women prayed over me. I was not going to let the enemy tell me that I was incapable or insignificant or insecure, and I could make me think I could do something the second time around. And so what God has done in my life is He has taken me and given me a dream. And out of that was birthed an organization that I feel is one of the strongest assets to the anti-abortion movement in the state of Indiana.